What's up, everybody? So you're thinking about moving to Toledo, Oregon, or the Oregon coast. Well, in this video, we're going to go over the map of Toledo, talk a little bit about Toledo, and we're going to get after it right now. Hey, if this is your first time to the channel and you want to know everything there is to know about eating, sleeping, working, playing, the good and the bad of living on the Oregon coast, then tap the bell for notifications, subscribe below so you can be the first to learn about the current market on the coast. My name is Eddie, and I get emails, calls, texts all the time from people looking to make a move to the Oregon coast. And if that's you, make sure to reach out so I can help you make a smooth move to the Oregon coast. Whether you're moving in 9 days or 90 days, it doesn't matter. Give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email, and we'll jump on, maybe a Zoom, and I can help you reach your real estate goals here on the Oregon coast. Well, we're going to get after the Toledo map tour right now. Well, where are we? We are going to look at the world, and you can see where Toledo, Oregon is as we drop in on it right here. It is on the central Oregon coast along Highway 20, which spans from Boston all the way to Newport. So here's Newport. It is on the central Oregon coast, and that is exactly 6 miles west of Toledo, Oregon. So if you're thinking about moving to the coast, or you want to know about moving to the central Oregon coast, when you live right on the ocean, you're going to get something called the marine layer sometimes, where you get this cloud cover, you get this rain, you get this fog. You just go inland a couple miles. There's a bunch of little towns that's just inland, and Toledo's one of those. And you're going to see these towns. You can go along any major city. You know, you've got Lincoln City, well, Otis and Rose Lodge just inside of there. Okay. You've got Pacific City, and just inside of that is Cloverdale, Hebo Beaver. You've got, well, Tillamook's already inside there, so that's kind of, that's what that is. You go to Seaside or Warrenton, Astoria. Well, look, just inside you got Napa and Svenson. And if we go south on the coast, you go all the way south, you've got Walport. Well, there's not really a town in there, but there's a lot of people that live up the river from Walport just a little bit. Same with Florence, you got Mapleton. Okay, same with Coos Bay, you've got Coquille and Myrtle Point, and they're inland from Bandon and Coos Bay. So this happens all along the coast, where some people don't want to live right on the coast, so they go inland just a little bit so they can experience the coast when they want, but they decide to live just a few miles inland to get that nice warm weather that you're not going to experience when you're on the coast. So again, we're on the central Oregon coast, and we drop right down here, and we got Toledo, Oregon. It is one of the gems of the Oregon coast. If you don't know where it's at, it's a town of just over about 3,600 people. It used to be, up until about the 1950s, the county seat of Lincoln County. So Lincoln County spans from Lincoln City, the northern end of Lincoln City, and it goes all the way down just south of Yachats, which is right here. Just south of Yachats, there's Cape Perpetua, and almost like right here where Thor's Well is where the county line is. And you're going to go east to about Burnt Woods. So it's really just a strip of land from Lincoln City down to Yachats. And Toledo used to be the county seat because there's a railway that goes right through down the Yaquina River, goes right through Toledo. And it used to go along the Bay Road, and sometimes it would end at Yaquina, or it would go all the way to the bayfront of Newport. And in the 1950s, the county seat shifted over to Newport. Highway 20, which you can see here, Highway 20 is running right along here on the outskirts of Toledo. Well, it used to run, there's something called Business 20. It runs right here. This is the old Highway 20, and it would run through Toledo and then run along the Bay Road. Well, when they shifted that outside of Toledo, a lot of the jobs and a lot of the different things that were in Toledo shifted over to Newport. So even to this day, there's a little bit of resentment towards that, but Toledo's still a great place. It's an awesome spot to be in. The big main thing of Toledo, where it's at, is if you're coming from Portland, it's about a 2.5-hour drive, 130 miles. If you're coming from downtown Portland, if you can add about 15 minutes if you're going to the airport from PDX. And if you're going from Eugene, it's about an hour and 45, hour and a half to Eugene, depending on which route you take, around 80 to 90 miles. Maybe you're going to Bend, or you're coming from Bend. It's about a 3.5 hour drive from Bend. And the last one I wanted to do, which I wasn't prepared to do, but I'm going to do just so you can see, maybe you're coming from Southern Oregon, the Medford area. It's going to take you about 4 hours to get to Toledo, roughly, give or take. So those are some options of where Toledo is in comparison to different cities within Oregon. And when you're thinking about Toledo, there's a number of things I want you to think about. Weather. Okay. The amount of sunshine that you're going to get in Toledo is about 160 to 170 days of sun a year. Now, there's going to be a distinction between the type of sun that you get in Newport and the type of sun that you get in Toledo. In Newport, you're not going to see a lot of people that have great gardens. Okay, there's not really any, not that the soil is bad. It's just that the climate does not help when it comes to gardening. It doesn't create a good situation for gardening. So you have to create some type of a wind block, maybe have a greenhouse, and then you can have a great garden. But just the way the weather is, even in the summer, you're constantly going to be wearing a hoodie. You're constantly going to be in the wind. And there's those days where it's not windy and it's like Southern California and it's, 80 to 90 degrees and people are coming from all over to go to the beach. But that's few and far between. The real life of the Oregon coast is that it's going to be beautiful. I mean, the sight of it is absolutely amazing. You've got the sun, you've got no clouds in the sky, you've got no rain for months and months. We're talking 3.5 months. This last summer, 2023, there was, I believe, about 90 to 100 straight days without rain, which, the Oregon coast and Oregon in general is known for rain. But in the summer, you're not going to have that. But when you're talking about what it actually feels like, yeah, it's sunny, but it's pretty cold. Why? Because it's windy. Everything, it's windy everywhere. So that's why you see the trees when you're driving along Highway 101 that are kind of bent sideways. Because there's a lot of wind. There's not only the gale force winds during the winter and all those storms, but it is windy now it's not crazy, but it's just a constant wind. So when you go inland to a place like Toledo, all of those sunny days now, instead of it being, 50, 55 with wind, it is no wind and it's 70 and, 75. You can garden. You have a normal summer. And so that's the thing about Toledo. And, when we talk about Toledo, there's Elk City. There's a difference. There's some places out here, but really you've got all of Toledo. There is the Allure Lake and this Allure area, which there's not a lot of land there, but anywhere around here, beautiful. Not great water. A lot of it's all well water. It's not that the water's bad. It's just hard to find water. And then it goes, out to Siletz and out to Logsdon. A lot of Siletz, Eddyville, Toledo. Eddyville is right here. That whole area. I mean, when you get a piece of land, most of those pieces of land are going to be 5-acre plots, maybe 2-acre plots, but you're going to have land. If you're in Toledo, you're going to have a city lot probably, but there are a lot of bigger lots in Toledo. But when you're thinking about, what type of a place you want to be in when you're on the coast, you just got to realize the beauty of the coast is amazing. I love driving along the coast and seeing the beauty. I love going on a beach walk. I love going on hikes all over the place in the mountains, different trails, different systems. But I'm always in a hoodie. I got a hoodie on right now. I got a vest and a hoodie. It's the middle of February. We're in the start of a 2-week stretch of rain and wind. So that's just the nature of living on the coast. But Toledo, of course, they get the summer or the winter storms as well. But in the summer, the weather, it's just absolutely amazing. So when you're thinking about weather and you're thinking about living on the coast, it's always nice when you are, knowing it's a hot day, knowing there's no marine layer coming over you, and you can just, sit out in the sun. You can get maybe an outdoor pool. You can do a lot of things that maybe you wouldn't do if you live in Newport or, on the coast. on really any place along the coast. That's just the case. So we've gone over weather. You're gonna get a lot of rain. You're gonna get a lot of cloudy days, but the hot days, the sunny days, they will be hot and they will be warm. We just had a 2-day stretch of unbelievable weather, and it's right now, as of taping, it's right in the middle of February 2024, and it doesn't matter. Every winter, you're going to get these, 10 to 14 day, these weather systems that roll through, and then you're going to get these 2, 3, 4 days, maybe a week where it's unbelievable. I mean, yeah, maybe it's brisk, maybe it's a little cold, but maybe in the afternoon right before, maybe 1 to 5 p.m., you just get this warmth, and it's going to be a lot better when you're in Toledo because there's just not that sea breeze. Now, in Newport on those days, it's still amazing. It's still unbelievable, but you get that sea breeze, you get that marine wind that just kind of gives you a little bit of a chill. Whereas in Toledo, you don't have that. So those are things just to think about when you are living there. I know I've got a number of clients who live in Newport and they're looking to maybe sell their house in Newport and move more inland. And then there's other people who are inland and they want to be, on the ocean. But it tends to be people that live here, they kind of like to live inland a little bit. I know it's a little bit of a drive, takes you about 10 minutes to get to town, 10 minutes to get to shopping, but hey, it's all good. Speaking of shopping, let's talk about shopping. There's not a lot of places to go in Toledo. The main grocery store is going to be right here. They just changed it. It used to be JC Market, and now it is, I'm forgetting what it is now. That's going to be your main shopping source for immediate groceries. It's a great grocery store. It's got everything you need. It's got a meat department. It's got all of your vegetables. The word is I can't eat your produce, excuse me. It's got everything you need there. They've even got, a deli where they've all kinds of good stuff there. So you're going to be able to do all of your shopping right there. Other places that you might go shopping, this is the local gas station, Town Pump. This is a little market, you might go to. There's a couple coffee shops. You've got Middletown, and I believe this is a really good one, the Coffee Depot. That's a place you definitely want to stop by. Mugley's, that is a bowling alley, great for entertainment right there. We move over, this is more towards Highway 20. You got Dairy Queen, which is really the only fast food restaurant in Toledo, but they do a good job there. So that's kind of like your shopping options. Obviously, we have our main street right here, which has got some different restaurants and different shops and different places to visit, which is really cool. One place to go get some food is there's pizza right, I believe it's right there. Yep. Great pizza there. Okay, so those are all the options when it comes to Toledo when you're going to go shopping. Now, nightlife, all these restaurants, everything pretty much closes down around 9, maybe 7, 8, 9 p.m. That's really what you can expect anywhere on the coast. So you just have to kind of plan ahead. I mean, even if you're going to go to Newport and you're going to go shopping there, most of the places are all going to be shut down by 10, 11 p.m. You might there's a Walmart in Newport. There's Fred Meyer, Safeway, smaller market, another JC Market that recently changed name, McKay's, that's what it's called, McKay's. JC Market used to be 24-hour. I don't know if McKay is taken over, so that was really your only 24-hour option when it comes to Newport. And that's even talking about gas. There's not really any gas stations that are going to be open past maybe 9 p.m. Okay, so when we talk about healthcare, you've got Samaritan Health, which is the hospital in Newport, Samaritan Pacific Communities Hospital in Newport. It's a brand new hospital. It was just built. It's really beautiful place. It's really close to the bridge in Newport. It's going to take you about 10 minutes to drive from Toledo over to Newport. And the hospital is right here above the bayfront. Okay, and if you don't know about Newport, I'm just going to go through it real quick. This is really your main city center. Highway 20 rolls right in. You're kind of coming down a hill into Newport. And then this is the little junction between Highway 101 and Highway 20. All of your schools are over here. And this is called the Bayfront. Nye Beach is right down here. It's a nice spot, and that's where, if you live in Toledo, you're gonna know about Newport, be in Newport, and driving around. And so when we're talking about Toledo and healthcare, there's really nothing in Toledo for your healthcare needs. They do have a clinic. I think it's an offshoot clinic that's right here. But most of the time, you're not going to go to that. You're probably going to just jam over to Newport because it's so close. Most doctors, dentists, everything you need in Newport. The next thing we're going to talk about is the market. Okay, the median list price right now is $410,000. The per square foot price is $236 per square foot, which is actually amazing when it comes to Lincoln County as a whole. It's really a lot cheaper. Houses come on the market somewhere between, $285,000 all the way up to about $450,000 for a single family home. Really an affordable option when you think about the Oregon coast. You can go all the way down from Brookings up to Astoria. That's going to be kind of an affordable price point, and that's what you see a lot of families that are trying to get into a home. They're moving out to the Toledo area. Average days on the market right now are pretty good, 67, which is a normal days on the market, and it's a lot better than, say, places on the coast because the price point is so much better and more palatable. Schools, you got two schools. You got Toledo Elementary School and you got Toledo Junior High School. Where those are on the map, when you are in Toledo, okay, this is called Alalas. I don't know if it's a slough, but it's kind of like but this is Alala coming from Alala Lake, and then it goes right through where the mill is, which I'll talk about that. But you've got right here, this is called Sturdivant Road, and you've got Toledo Elementary School. This is the baseball field for the high school and the softball field for the high school. They've got really good programs when it comes to sports programs historically. And this is a good middle school or elementary school. It's a K through 6 elementary school, and it serves, I forgot how many kids, but 375 kids. The high school is 7 through 12. So it's a junior high school, and it serves about 200 kids. So this is Sturdivant Road. When you go to high school, you're just going to go up the road, and then you've got Toledo High School. This is one of the most beautiful football stadiums really ever. This is like a bowl of trees, and you're down in there. But anyways, Toledo Junior Senior High School serves 7 through 12. It's a good spot for anybody living in and around the Toledo area. People come from the Eddyville area. People come from Siletz to go to Toledo. They've got good education. They've got good sports programs. Really a good culture over there. When it comes to jobs in Toledo, you're going to have some service industry jobs. There's not a lot of restaurants like I showed you. There's not a lot of things to do. You've got some blue-collar jobs outside of what I'm about to discuss, but you've got Les Schwab, you've got maybe the gas station, you've got a lot of construction companies and things like that in Toledo that maybe don't work in Toledo but work in and around Toledo or in Lincoln County. But you do have the GP Mill. The GP Mill they have got a ton of, I don't have the exact statistics, but they've got a ton of blue-collar, well-paying jobs right there in Toledo. It's one of the lifebloods, truly, of Lincoln County. That mill serves so many people in and around Toledo, and not only just that, but also the subsidiary businesses and things. I mean, all those good, well-paying jobs pay for so many other things. So that is a very important place when it comes to the lifeblood of Lincoln County as a whole, and Toledo, really. And you've got some government jobs too. You got the city of Toledo, you got Lincoln County jobs, and state of Oregon jobs, which are going to be more in Newport. But a lot of people in Toledo might do that. I think a lot of people that live in Toledo, a lot of them work in Newport, mostly. So that's jobs. We've gone over weather, we've gone over healthcare, we've gone over schools, we've gone over jobs. Anything else I can think of here? When it comes to where you might want to live in and around Newport or in Lincoln County, Toledo's a great place. I think it's going to be a place where you can really set roots down and it's a good place for families. It's a good place for retirees. It's a good place or really anybody wanting to move to the coast. Maybe you want the warmer weather, but you don't want to be too far from the ocean. It's one of those perfect spots I can think of on the entire Oregon coast. It has lower taxes than, say, a place like Newport, and it's, maybe you wanted to build a place. If you can find a lot in Toledo, they're really conducive to new construction builds as well. One other thing I wanted to show you is a cool drive is along the Bay Road. This is along the Yaquina River, and it's going to open up into the Yaquina Bay, and there's a road that goes along that. So if anything ever happens on Highway 20, maybe the tree goes down, maybe a power line goes down, maybe there's an accident on Highway 20, a lot of people use the Bay Road to get to and from Newport, back to and from Toledo. That's a really good option, and it's a beautiful drive when you're taking it. Few other things. I mean, if you're an outdoorsman, look at this. When I pan out, look at all this space. There's a lot of public and private lands there, forest lands. Places like Weyerhaeuser and different private entities own a lot of that land. But I mean, there's a lot of great hunting, fishing, different things. Yaquina River, there's crabbing, there's some fishing on there. But really, if you're going to do a lot of fishing, you're going to go Siletz River up here, or Alsea River right here, and the Alsea Bay not too far away. Great place to go crabbing, great place along that river to go fishing. And once you go up the river about 15 miles, great place to go swimming, especially in those summer and spring and fall days. Toledo, in a nutshell, is an amazing place. It's a place that you're probably thinking about if you're watching this video. And if you need boots on the ground and you need some help and you want to some questions answered, whatever, maybe you just want to chat about Toledo, don't hesitate. Give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email. I can jump on a Zoom call with you, just see if I can help with any of your real estate goals. But again, my name is Eddie. I'm with Oregon Life Homes here on the coast. Let me know if you need any help. And that's going to do it for our video. So I want you to have a great day. And just remember, let's make this the best day ever.